Hey guys, Mighty Gazelle here to discuss my personal 10 favorite My Hero Academia characters. Since I cover the show all the time on my channel, I get asked all the time who my personal favorite character is, and I've already said it multiple times, so those of you who have been following my channel, you already know the answer. But I thought I'd make it official and go out and say who my favorite was in a video form, as well as my other top 10 characters within the show. This is just my opinion, this is not a fact, this is all for fun, and I, I already know I'm going to get a lot of hate for my number one pick, but hopefully you guys enjoy this video. Feel free to share your own top 10 down below. One big caveat before I begin this list. I have read every single chapter in the manga at the time of this recording, up to 172. I am basing my picks on the knowledge of the anime and all of the manga put together to flesh out these characters. So this could be considered a spoiler top 10. That being said, I will not be including any characters that has not been seen in the anime. And that is not because I don't want to spoil the characters, that is simply because they did not make the list. So you Mirio fans out there, don't get too mad at me. I love him, I do. But he did not make the list, so I apologize. So that being said, I am using all the information, so just watch no further if you don't want anything spoiled for you. This would be a fun, relaxing video. Hope you guys enjoy this top 10. And let's start with number 10, Tsuyu Asui, aka Froppy. This is the character that most people consider the best girl in the show. I personally do not. We'll get to her at some point later. But Sue is super unique. I love how she's part human, part frog. And it just makes this super likable character, as well as her personality, which is sort of laid back, but very observing. She's always emotionally supportive of those around her, and she's super kind, and she works hard at what she does. And the quirk frog, that's just super interesting by itself, because let's just say it's weird to see like a human spit out their tongue and like grab things and climb on walls and do all this crazy stuff. And it's also interesting that she has in the anime, the only episode that actually considered filler, with her internship with the Navy or the Coast Guard or whatever it is. So clearly the animators and the creators of the show love her as well, because they give her a lot of time to shine. And she is considered by many to be the best girl in the show. But she makes my top 10 barely at the very end. Not saying I don't like her a lot, but the whole show is filled with amazing characters, as we'll see as we go throughout this list. So the fact that she made it is a huge accomplishment. Number 9, we have Hero Killer Stain, the only character on this list that you could consider a villain. Hero Killer Stain is, how do I put this? He's not exactly a true villain, in that he doesn't go out to cause villainous acts and do villainous things. He has a very specific mindset of how the world should be. He views some heroes as false, only doing it for fame, glory, money, things like that. And he made it his life goal to go out and thin the numbers and just to where the true heroes are left standing. He even says All Might is the only one who's worthy to kill me, because he views him as a true hero. And he also views Deku as a possible true hero as well when they confront each other in the alleyway. But Hero Killer Stain is super unique design. I love how his quirk is Blood Curdle, allowing him to paralyze enemies that he can ingest their blood with. That's just super creepy. I kind of wonder how he discovered that was his power. That's very disturbing. But nonetheless, Hero Killer Stain, with his whole ideals and everything about him, he's super unique, very fun to watch. And I also can't wait to read about him in the manga. I've only read like chapters or volumes 8 onward for the manga, so I haven't exactly read his arc yet, but I've seen it in the anime, so it should be interesting. Number 8, we have Momo Yaoyorozu, aka Creati. Momo is such a... this is gonna sound like a broken record, but she is a very cool character. Appearance-wise, she is obviously very beautiful, with her slick black hair and, well, let's just call it curvy body. But her power is one of the most unique in the entire show, allowing her to create any non-living object. And basically, you see her all the time creating various objects, such as swords, such as these little dolls that explode and like flashbangs. That doesn't have to be dolls, but she uses that in the anime. And we got this great arc with her where she kind of lost confidence in herself after the sports festival when she kind of didn't put up a great fight against Tokoyami. And when she was paired with Todoroki against Mr. Aizawa, they really proved that she is capable of some amazing things if she's confident within herself. And Todoroki kind of brought that out in her. Yeah, Momo Yarozu is such a great character. I love watching her in the anime. One of the things you'll notice on this list is a lot of these characters are characters that aren't exactly in the spotlight a lot. I'm one of the people who really enjoy side characters in anime because we always get the main characters in the spotlight all the time. We know so much about them. They get so much time for us to view their actions and things about them. But these side characters are just so interesting, and they're not on the screen a whole lot, so you cherish every moment you get with them. And Momo is definitely one of those characters. Number 7, we have Mina Acido, aka Pinky, or Alien Queen. I prefer Alien Queen personally. Mina Acido, to me, is the best girl in the anime. I'm sure I'm going to get a lot of people saying that I'm wrong about that, but hear me out. I think that when I think about My Hero Academia, I think of all the incredible character designs. And when I think about Class 1A specifically, the character design that stands out the most to me is Mina Acido. First of all, she has pink skin. She has horns sticking out of her head. And she has to me, the coolest eyes, how they're designed in the entire show. They're jet black, and they have the sort of yellow iris or pupil. And it just makes a striking image. Not to mention, she has the best smile in the whole damn anime. Almost every time you see her, she's just bubbly and happy and like laughing or just smiling, and it's great. I love how positive and upbeat she is. And it's also cool. Her power is also very, very fun to watch. It's corrosive acid that she can shoot from her body. She's also very athletic, as she's proved in the sports festival, able to dodge lasers and formulate a plan how to beat him. Although it is Ayuma, so it's not that hard to beat him. But regardless, Mina Acido, to me, is the best girl in the anime. I love everything about her. I really especially loved in the manga when we got the story with Kirishima, how he was kind of timid early on. He wasn't really too confident in his power. And he ran into those bullies. And the bullies were walking away because Kirishima couldn't stop him from picking on that kid. And then you see Mina walk in front of him and start like arguing with him. And then they start breakdancing because she gets them to like breakdance and have fun. And everyone just becomes friends again. And there's also the other scene. I know I'm just on a rant here about Mina. But there's the other scene where she protects those two girls from being like harassed by that giant bully guy. I don't know what he was. He was in the alleyways. And she's like, get on out of here. It's this direction. Go that way. And she's able to distract him. And then she just breaks down in tears. But she was a hero nonetheless in that moment. I love that moment in the manga. So Mina Acido at number 7. Number 6, we have Kirishima. Kirishima is a character that... Oh, his side name is Red Riot, by the way. Kirishima is a character that I honestly didn't think I would like as much as I do. And the reason I like him so much is purely off the manga, because in the anime, we haven't really seen a whole lot of him. But in the manga, we get a great arc with him really coming into his own as a character, really getting a lot of confidence in himself and developing his power set. He gets an unbreakable form, which is incredibly cool. He can only hold it for so long, but nonetheless, he really goes by his motto of being a manly hero, about just being manly and having a manly spirit. And it's super entertaining. I also love his backstory with Mina. I think that would be a perfect couple for all those shippers out there. But Kirishima, he just seems like such a genuine guy and super nice, and his power is cool. I kind of like characters that are tanky, that can just take a lot of hits and dish a few out as well. So I really like his design as a character. I love his personality. Number 6, Kirishima. Such a great character. Have I said he's a great character? I've said that about everyone. They're all great characters. Number 5, we have Deku, Izuku Midoriya. This is going to sound kind of strange, but if I could imagine myself as any of the characters in this show, I think I'm most similar to Deku in that I'm kind of like a dreamer in a way. I kind of dream about great scenarios and doing great things. And I also have a good sense for right and wrong. I don't like doing things that are wrong. I like to prevent them if I can, honestly, in real life. I know this sounds like I'm being super humble right now, but honestly, Deku is kind of the character I would just imagine myself being. reason he's only at number 5 is it's not a bad thing. 5 is a great spot to be at. I I normally don't like main characters as much as most people do in anime, just because the spotlight's always on them, and everything about them is just kind of drawn out and like focused on way too much. But thankfully, the characters in the show kind of steal some of that light away from Deku, so it's still really fun to watch him in his moments growing, and from a quirkless, timid kid, as they like to say, to a fledgling hero that is going to be the next symbol of peace and justice. I can't say enough about Deku. Super intelligent. He always plans out his next move, and he's super dedicated to being a hero. He definitely deserves the number 5 spot. 4, Chouteau Todoroki, aka his hero name's just Chouteau. I don't think he actually picked one. Todoroki, definitely a fan favorite. I wouldn't be surprised if most people have Todoroki as the number 1, and I would not argue if you had him as number 1 personally. In season 1, if you just based off of season 1, you would think Todoroki is sort of an emo kid with an amazing power, because he just seems like so like serious and not depressed, but he doesn't actually show a lot of fun emotion or anything like that. But season 2, we got such a great backstory for him about how he was kind of abused as a kid and how he overcame what his dad did to him, and the things about his mom. That's how he has that scar on his face, because she threw boiling water at him. And then we have the great dynamic with him and Deku, who sort of awakened that, listen, it's okay. It's okay to be, have this power that you were given. Don't let it be a scar on yourself. Let it be your strength. And seeing him grow as a character into this more likable and such, I don't know what you would call Todoroki. I like how reserved he is. A lot of these characters in anime are so out there, and they have such bizarre like personalities. But Todoroki, he's so human in a good way though. But he's really likable, and I really enjoy that about his character. So Todoroki is at number 4. Number 3, Mr. Aizawa, aka Eraserhead. Talking about reserved characters, something you should know about me: my favorite type of character in anime are sort of the grumpy, sort of say what's on their mind, not just brutally honest character. And but deep down, those characters are always super nice, but they just don't let it show too much. That's Mr. Aizawa in a nutshell. He really comes off as a grumpy, sort of not super nice guy, but deep down, he cares, especially during the exam when he was going against Momo and Todoroki. He actually, I don't know if he let them win, but you could tell he's been a little bit of a softie there. And I just his interactions with President Mike and All Might and stuff. Mr. Aizawa is just such a great character, and I love his design. His quirk is amazing. It's super cool to be able to erase someone's power. So Mr. Aizawa definitely deserves the number 3 spot. Number 2, a character that would have normally been like number 7 or 8 on my list, but then I started reading the manga, and I know what's going to happen in season 3 and onward, and that character is All Might, aka Toshinori Yagi. So All Might, what can I say about him? He's the symbol of peace and justice in the show. He is so powerful that evildoers don't want to step out of the shadows, because that's how strong he is. And that's at least him in his prime. Now, as we know, he suffered an injury at the hand of his arch rival, or arch nemesis. But what we're going to get in season 3, the fight between him and All For One, it could go down as one of the greatest fights in anime history, honestly. It depends what Studio Bones does with it, but I'm sure they're going to do a fantastic job. All Might is such a wise, likable character. I love his determined nature to never back down, to always protect the innocent around him, no matter the cost, even if sacrificing his own body to do so. There's something so cool about that, and it really, to me, that encompasses what a hero is. And My Hero Academia, that's the theme question, is what does it mean to be a hero? All Might is kind of, to me, what it means to be a hero. Everyone interprets it differently, but All Might, number 2. What can I say? I love the guy. You guys love him. I love him in both forms, by the way, the strong form and the weak form. I think he's great in both. Super likable character. And number 1, this is a character that I think a lot of you will not... Some of you may agree with, Some of you think like, oh, I love this character. Some of you are like, oh my god, he's actually on your top 10. And that is Kazuki Baca Go, aka Lord Explosion Murderer. Yeah, let it ring. Yeah, Katsuki Baca Go is my #1 favorite character in My Hero Academia. There is sort of a polar opinion about Bakugo. A lot of people think he is so mean and unlikable and just rude to everyone around him that you couldn't possibly like him as a character. Other people love how entertaining he is based on this. He's so brutally honest. He's so determined to be the #1 hero at any cost. Doesn't care what anyone thinks about him. And I gotta say, I think the hatred about Bakugo is kind of unwarranted on a lot of levels. Yes, he is rude to everyone. Yes, he is brash and kind of unlikable in some aspects. But the reason I like him so much is he is a flawed character. They wrote him as a flawed character with a superiority complex, and that's his biggest hurdle, and he's yet to overcome it. He despises Deku because he feels like Deku looks down on him, when in actuality he really doesn't. Deku admires him. He said it multiple times. But I love characters that have yet to grow. You can root for them. You can really just get behind them and hope for the best for that character. I also love how entertaining he is when he yells at people and when he doesn't give up and he has this fire attitude about him. It's just such a beautiful thing to watch, him tear someone apart with those explosions. Bakugo. I can't wait for the day when he overcomes that superiority complex that he has and rises to be such a great hero. Answer me this. How many people thought Todoroki was a great character before he had his backstory and his moment of growth? Not many people. People thought he had a cool power, but no one said he was one of their favorites, unless you read the manga and knew ahead. But what do you know? After season 2, and we got that huge growing moment for Todoroki, boom, a lot of people had him at #1. Watch what's going to happen when Bakugo gets that moment. He's going to be right at #1. And I know, before anyone comments, I know that they do a popularity poll on Shonen Jump, and Bakugo has been listed as #1. Like I said, you either love him as a character, like I do, or I've seen so much hatred for Bakugo, I feel like it's unwarranted, and I wanted to have this moment to defend him. So that was my top 10 My Hero Academia characters. This is just sort of a fun video to make. You guys wanted more discussion videos, so here they are. This is a video a long time coming. I'll redo it someday. Maybe after season 3, season 4, it could be any day. But yeah, please comment your own top 10 down below. Be respectful of everyone else's top 10. Don't call them idiots or anything like that. It's all opinionated. These characters are so amazing. I would not argue for anyone being #1 except for Mineta. Mineta does not belong at #1. Don't even try it. That's the only character. I'm kidding. You can put him at #1. But Mineta, you perv. Really, he wants to be a hero to be popular with the girls. That's all I got to say about him. Alright, until next time, this has been Mighty Gazelle, hoping you all have a mighty day. See you guys.